Hey guys, welcome to Marriage Matters with the Sibolas. I am your host, Manari Sibola, and of course, I'm with my beloved husband. Our third episode of Marriage Matters, and today we'll be talking about principles of marriage.
Yeah. No, indeed, it's such a pleasure to be here. I trust that there will be some few things to share and would be helpful to some of us as we watch the video.
So principles of marriage. I'll just start off by saying spending time with each other is a principle that we need to adhere to, and enjoying each other's company. And so a lot of times what happens is that if we neglect our friendship, our enjoying of spending time, then more often our relationship is just limited to discussing big issues or even being intimate. But there's so much more to marriage than just intimacy and speaking about or dealing with big issues. Communion, is one of the things that is important, and so communion grows when we spend time with each other, when I enjoy his company and he enjoys my company. So it's important to adhere to this principle. It's important to enjoy your husband. It's important to enjoy your wife's company and find and nurture the friendship in your relationship or in your marriage.
I think adding to that, I would also say that another principle is to build with intention. And as I say this, I'm just reminded of Christ speaking about two types of builders who had listened to him. He said, whoever listened to him or whoever heard his words and applied them or did them was likened to a wise man who built his house upon the rock. Whereas the other person who heard but did not do as taught was like a foolish man who built the house upon the sand. Both people are builders. Both people heard the Lord speak. But in terms of building, one built for longevity or for permanence, whereas the other just built for temporariness. So I think when you build with intention, you want your structure to not only impact your union as a couple, but you want to be able to transfer the legacy that is contained within your marriage, that whatever you do as a couple will even affect generations to come down the line. So I believe that the principle we must treasure at all times is to build with intention. And that intention is best found in the original design of marriage from the Father's heart. So let's inquire, what did he intend marriage to look like, and what are the tools that he has made available to ensure that we build for permanence rather than temporary kind of time period, if I may say it that way.
So well put, actually. I think with that helps us not settle for less and just be okay with the bare minimum, in the context of marriage. So you are pursuing what the Father intends for marriages. So you just don't limit yourself in terms of marriage. So it's important to honor that and to practice it and put it into practice, and in continual pursuit of the Father's heart concerning your union. Another principle is serving each other. If there is to be any competition in marriage, it should be to outserve each other. I want to serve you. I want to make and help you, not necessarily make you, but make your life easier, by helping you. If it means making sure that supper is prepared earlier in a certain night because you'll be working throughout the night, or you'll be coming back early, whatever reason, whatever thing, just making sure that I work to serve you. I go beyond the limits of serving to serve you, and you do the same to me. So it's important to outserve each other. And I think a lot of times when we struggle in relationships to outserve each other is when we limit certain roles for certain genders, you know. And you, instead of thinking my wife would appreciate this, I'm a man, I can't do that. Instead of saying my husband would appreciate, I'm a woman, I can't do this. And these things are the things that that really make us not go over and beyond serving each other. I've had conversations with countless men and women, you know, and you see that they're only willing to go this far in terms of serving the other, you know. But if we look at Christ, who is our standard, and the way he served, even to wash the feet of his disciples, shows you that he was willing to go over and beyond, you know, even who he was, you know, the Son of God, you know, washing the feet of disciples, you know. So it's the disciples. So it's important to go over and beyond serving each other. So maybe if I could find a better example is that maybe my husband has a meeting, you know, and he's swamped. There's a lot of things that he needs to do and the car is dirty. I could help by washing the car for him. It's not a man role, if I was to say that, you know. I want to make life easy for him. Or if I can't wash it, take it to the car wash and have it washed while he gets the things that needs to be done. So that is the attitude that we should have towards each other. I serve him, he serves me. And we each day, how do I serve him better? That's the attitude. And I think once we've mastered that in our marriages, it has a way of going in even other relationships, you know. But I've seen that it also flows from our heart in serving God. So if we are always waking up to how do I serve you better today, Lord, it's so easy to even serve his people. And even greater and easier, if I was to say easier to serve your husband when you carry that attitude. It's easier to serve your wife when you carry that attitude. How do I serve better? And it dwindles the idea I need to be served, because that's another thing that we come across in marriages. You serve me, I'm the head of the family, you do what I say you should do, you know. And you're not trying to meet your wife halfway, you're not trying to meet your husband halfway. It's my way or the highway. That these are the things that make marriage hard work. And I mean, to a certain extent, it's hard work, but it's enjoyable hard work because you love this person, you treasure this person, and you really want to uphold the standards. But not only that, you don't want to settle for the bare minimum. However, you really do not. Just lost my train of thought. Can you?
I think just when you are trying to regain your train of thought, you cited the example of Christ, and in that example, it begins by showing how secure he was in the Father's love. The chapter in John 13, it begins by expressing how confident he was, knowing that everything that is in the Father belongs to him. So from that place of security, he expressed also love for his disciples. And from that place of love, he exhibited the desire to serve them. And that also was a demonstration of humility. And I think the principle that I took from that context, because you brought it up, was that Christ shows us that service is about leaders and maybe even spouses in towels and not in titles. So most of the time when the argument is raised, you know, you serve me, you find that the emphasis is on the title. But the Lord is looking for leaders in towels, because he wrapped himself in a towel and he washed their feet. But we are lacking in the area of leaders or spouses or friends in towels. In this context, at least, it's spouses in towels and not just in titles. So when you were speaking, I thought about that, and I think it was a good example to add into this conversation.
I think I remember part of it. But I was just what you said made me remember a bit of it, that you don't go in marriage wanting to be served. You serve each other. Don't go in, this is how I want to be served, this is how he should do it, this is how she should do it, and you're not bringing anything to the table, or in your eyes this is as far as you can go. Like what you said, as a man this is as far as I can go, as a woman this is as far as I go. But if we are really servants and towels, we go beyond just being a man and we're just being a woman, you know, in the context of marriage. So outserve each other. Always look for opportunities to outserve each other. I guess the difficulty of it comes when I'm always serving you, I'm always serving you, I'm always serving you. So you get tired. I get tired actually, because you're like, but when are you gonna serve me? But if it's two people trying to outserve each other, I think it even strengthens your bond and your communion. I mean, your companionship, but also your communion.
Yes. Yeah. I think my last thought on the conversation would be also understanding this threefold kind of principle. The principle of representation, the principle of revelation, and the principle of reflection. In this sense, when you view your marriage as a representation of not only the image of God, but also of Christ and the church, it becomes easier to express it in your marriage, because you have a point of reference. You have the entire Godhead willing to sponsor your union, just to ensure that your marriage becomes that representation.
Thank you so much for that. Representation, reflection, and revelation. So this is all that we have time for today. So just a quick recap: 1, intentionality. 2, spending time together. 3, outserving each other. And 3, representation, reflection, or revelation and reflection. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you like and enjoy this kind of content, please make sure that you subscribe, you like, you share, and you click on the notification bell so that you're notified whenever we do upload a video. So thank you so much. Till next time, guys.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.